distinctly remember being in 8th grade, and there was one particular morning I was just coming off the bus. I wanted to stop at the restroom before my first class, and in catching a glimpse of myself in the mirror, I had such a visceral reaction to it. At that age, I did not like how I looked. This went on to not just issues with looks, but it really carried on into a way I thought about myself. I didn't know if I was good enough. I questioned if I was fun enough to make friends. I just questioned so much about myself. It was a really difficult time because developmentally speaking, that is a time when you should be growing in friendships and building relationships and getting to know yourself. And all I did was question who I was and if I was worthy enough. When I look back now at that time, because of my training, I now have a perspective that, wow, this was not just me who felt this way growing up. When you look at some of the data today, it shows that at least 7 out of 10 girls suffers from some issue with self-esteem. Almost half of girls from the ages of 12 to 16 deal with some type of low self-esteem. And because of that, at least 3/4 of them, 75% of them, end up engaging in some type of unhealthy behavior, whether that be smoking, drinking, cutting, or bullying others because of the inner turmoil that they have inside of themselves. At that time, it felt like it was just me. But I know now that this is what young girls deal with. And I'm specifically talking about young girls, because I'm a girl, so I know that narrative, I get that story. But also too, the research also supports that low self-esteem affects more young girls than boys. It's not to say that boys don't also deal with that, but this really is an issue when you're talking about young women. I grew up still really wrestling with those issues. It didn't just go away overnight. It didn't just disappear when I turned 18. When I think about some of the things that helped to kind of pull me out from that, one of them I really have to say was the pageant that I was in. Back in 2004, I was in the first Miss Nigeria in America pageant and ended up winning, crazy enough. But it wasn't so much because I won and that's what helped break my self-esteem. No, I think there was something so powerful about being validated for who you were and what you could present. It wasn't just about, oh, you're pretty, so that's it. But no, it was, wow, you really could sing. You put together that talent well. You really presented yourself well. And that really was the start of kind of my change in perspective about myself. I think another thing that helped was honestly the growing relationship that I had with my boyfriend, now husband. Just being able to grow with him and seeing the way that he saw me, I wanted to be able to see my own self like that as well. And so, that was just such a really great season. Another thing, that was also when I had just started my master's program. I was doing my master's in public health and global health promotion. And I started to see that, wow, I'm really good at this. I'm capable of really doing well in this. And I really just enjoyed that season of my life and really showed me that I am capable, I am smart, I am worthy of love and friendship and affection. And I can do this. One of the things that really motivates me in my training today is being able to bring that same sort of journey process to other women to come from doubting themselves and questioning to knowing that they are fully capable of living their best lives. They are fully capable and worthy of being loved. You know, what I realized too is that this conversation, we tend to talk about low self-esteem when like when we talk about young people, but adults deal with this. They may not talk about it. We may not call it low self-esteem. You know, we may call it other things, body shaming or body issues, but it's still an issue that adults deal with today. So are you someone that is wrestling with your looks? Are you someone that is constantly battling if you are good enough, worthy enough, if you're enough, period? You are enough. If there's nothing else you hear from me in this video, you are worthy. You are uniquely and wonderfully made. And I don't say this out of cliche. I say this because this is real. There are unique talents in all of us. And there's a unique talent in you. And the world will never, ever get to see that unless you yourself believe that first. So take my word for it. You're pretty special, but you have got to see it first.